today's video, I'm going to bring you along thrifting with me and show you how to source items to sell on eBay. So let's get to the Goodwill.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause
Hey everyone, it's Alyssa. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a homeschool mom that sells on eBay and makes videos about it. So if that content is of interest to you, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. I just got to our local Goodwill. I haven't sourced since March, so I'm super glad I thought to bring a mask because it wasn't super on my mind today. So I'm gonna head in there and hopefully we find some treasure. Let's go. First of all, I have big improvement in the filming department while I'm thrifting. I didn't realize how difficult it is to hold the camera and thrift. I think I need a GoPro. I almost left this Goodwill because I was so frustrated at the price spikes. I found some decent shirts going through this rack, but they were $7.99. And when you can sell them for $20, free shipping, that is not worth it. Not knowing labels is fine. I kind of go through and look for silk, cashmere, made in Italy, anything that feels really good. I'll look it up. Here's a Eileen Fisher silk, so I picked that one up for sure. Hats are something I always look at. Vintage hats of any kind sell really well, and typically in thrift stores they're priced right around that $2 range, $2 to $4 range. I recently bought a vintage tractor hat. Took a best offer of $60, but I bought it for $2, so hats are a really good find. So I'm back home and I realized a couple of things. The Goodwill was pricey before, and they came out of the quarantine even more pricey and frustrating. Not so much for clothes, but hard goods, forget it. Shoes, forget it. I found some really nice shoes there, and they were $24.99 to buy. I just refuse. I refuse to pay $24.99 to make $45 or to sell them at $45. It's kind of a big investment for it to sit for a little bit and little return. So I was going through all the sections. I was really trying to video. I'm realizing I needed to bring my tripod in, or I need a GoPro. So I don't make you sick, and it was hard for me to hold the camera. So I had meant to actually take you through the store section by section and show you what I typically pick up. I apologize, that didn't happen yesterday. Two, the prices just threw me off. I almost left and I was like, you know what? I know I just have to get in that mindset that I'm gonna find a couple of treasures and then I'll leave. So the first item I picked up is this Eileen Fisher 100% silk, it's purple, tank. blouse. And Eileen Fisher usually sells pretty quickly for me. But even if I didn't know Eileen Fisher, like the brand Eileen Fisher, I'm looking for 100% silk, cashmere, wool, these very luxurious fabrics that people pay a little more for, linen. And I'm also going through the racks and I'm feeling the clothes. You can feel expensive. You can feel silk. So this one I picked up for $2 because it was the purple tag. It was half off, $3.99, so $2. And I'm gonna walk you through exactly my process when I have a cart full of items that I think this is good, this is silk, it's cashmere, it's wool, this is a brand I know I've sold before, how I come to the conclusion that it's a good buy. So I'm going to shoot on over to my screen recording and walk you through this Eileen Fisher silk blouse. Stuff I just think is going to sell well, or familiar items that off the top of my head I already know that sell well or I've sold in the past. I will go in the corner of a thrift store and look up my items. So my Eileen Fisher, I've sold that before, but even if I didn't sell it before, it's 100% silk. So when I see something that's 100% silk, I'm automatically going to look that up. So here I can see what's currently available. So here's one $37.40, but that's a 1X, and my blouse is a medium. Plus sizes tend to sell for a little bit more, at least that's been that way in my store. $50.44, $39.95, $37.96. So I'm looking at that and going, that looks great. It's right in that sweet spot. I bought it for $2. I'd like to sell it around $28.30 plus. That's kind of my sweet spot. So I will want to check the solds on it. So if you go into the extra filter, you can filter through solds, and it will show me, okay, this one sold for $51, this one $53, that one's jersey, it's not silk, this has a flaw, so it sold for $9.35, silk $24.99, silk $27.50. So this one is a tank for $19.85, so I kind of know. Here's another tank blouse. So I'm going to go in and price this at $24.96. That seems to be a sweet spot with calculated shipping. So I will weigh this blouse, which is probably 5 to 6 ounces with the packaging, and put it up for sale at that. My next find is this Murano wool sweater vest. What caught my eye is the new with tags. Now, new with tags means nothing in some instances, but I will always look if it has tags. But it has tags and it's 100% wool. So I know that this is something I need to throw in my cart and look up at the end. This particular vest seems to go for $39.99, which I bought it for $4.99. So I like to buy items under $5 and sell them between $30 and $50. That is my sweet spot. Anything over $5, I like to make more than $50. So those are my reselling parameters when I'm in the moment and I just feel like I want to grab everything and leave the store with a lot of product, because you do go through that. Like, I'm here, I need to leave with a lot of product, so I have a lot of product to list, but it's always better to be picky-ish. Either something's gonna sell really quickly or you're gonna make a good profit margin. And all of that you learn as you go. Now, Murano, let me see if I can show you if this will come in clear. It's backwards. Murano has a vintage sweater. People look for Murano vintage sweaters. It has a really obnoxious, vibrant print, kind of like a Coogie. Coogie is another one. Coogie flies out of my store. But the obnoxious print, those go for about $49.99, and thrift stores don't really catch these sweaters that look like nobody would buy them. My last item I picked up is this Under Armour A's pullover. It seems like it's a little bit more than a average shirt. It's kind of like a windbreaker-ish thing, and it has zippers on the side. I was looking up comps, and it looks like anywhere between $40 and $50, and it looks brand new. It has a nice feel. I bought it for $5.99. So again, that hits it right there in that sweet spot, and it should go fast. I'm hoping it goes fast. So Under Armour, if I saw Under Armour, I would just pick it up. Now, because trends change, I don't. I have to look it up. It has to be something kind of spectacular. I leave all kids Under Armour items. Those are really low profit margin, but I will look up, especially men's Under Armour, if it's more than a t-shirt. I almost left off one more item I picked up. I don't sell children's clothing unless it's given to me and I can make $5 or $10. But I do go into the children's section because thrift stores price children's clothing way less than adult clothing. We're talking half the price. So automatically, when I look in the children's racks, I go for all the jackets. Just forget about anything else. I look at the jackets, and then if I see something that looks promising, I will look it up, because jackets go for a little bit more in the children's category. I used to be a swimmer, so I'm kind of on alert for these parkas. So this is just a Adora Tex parka jacket that's lined and hooded in really good condition. Comps were, right around that $40 mark, and I paid $4.99 for this. Now, if this was in the adult section, it would have at least been $10. The way the Goodwill was pricing stuff, it seemed as if the jackets were starting at $10 and going up from there. So this is a good example of how a children's item can make you some really good money. And there you go, 4 items. Some days are gold mines, some days are mini gold mines, and some days I've walked out of the thrift store with nothing. So it just all depends on pricing, sales, and product when I go into the thrift store. I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you like this type of content, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this describing how to source items. And I hope you have a great weekend. God bless.